Hello everybody, hello Lego fans, welcome back. Oh my god, it's been too long, I know, don't rant at me, but there's been a lot going on, but let's just get straight to the catch. So, the Lego room is now a room. It has been wired up, it has been plastered, it has been painted, it has been floored, and here we are here now. Ooh. Oh, can I get it all in? Ta-da! So we have a room, it has walls, it has lights, it has a floor. Wait, socks with sandals? And it has a door. I mean, it always had a door, but now it's painted. So let me talk you through everything. So we decided to go for just keeping it plain, keeping it like basic with painting the walls white. So the last time you guys were here, this was still just a bare garage basically. It was all brick walls. It was just cemented, the floor. We had an old window that was rotting. It was older than me. We now have a new window that actually keeps the cold out, which is really good because we're in Scotland. So yeah, we decided to keep everything pretty minimalistic because obviously there's going to be a lot of Lego in here that's going to really pump in all the colour that we need. And yeah, that just makes it a lot funner in my mind rather than just making things look too busy. So last time you guys watched, yeah, as I said, it was bare brick walls. We had the electrician coming in and it was like, I was going to do a quick video about it, but I never got around to it. But basically they wired in everything so that when we got to this stage with a plastered and painted walled room, they could then put in all the sockets. But it was literally like something out of Snakes on a Plane where like wires were just hanging out of like walls and ceilings, like just waiting to get hooked in. So that's quite funny, but obviously that's not the case now. So he came and did that. And then we got the plasterboard put in, so Aaron did that with his dad. Finally, we got a plaster in. Everything kind of took a little bit more time here and there because just waiting for us to have the money every month to be able to buy the materials, pay the labourers and things. And yeah, we literally got to it straight away, painted the first coat. We did that, let it dry, did another coat later that day, let it dry, and then yeah, we've done more coats since then. Yep, the electrician was just back today, and now we have lights because we were doing all this without any light in the room, which was fun and a challenge. So it kind of had to mean that like no evening work really happened in a lot of cases, using a lot of natural daylight. Obviously the window getting installed helped with that as well. So yep, you can see we've got a couple like sockets here. We've got some USB chargers in some of them. The idea with this specifically, this socket, is because if you remember from my first video, this space here is going to be where the actual Lego city is going to be. And I'm saying city like this because, as I'll explain later in the video if you stick around, it's not going to be a city as such. But yeah, I'll come back to that. So yep, we've got a socket here with USBs for light kits. This is what the purpose of this purely is. We've also got some sockets up here in the ceiling, and that is for some really cool lights that I've got that are just basically, rather than having a bare white wall, we still want this to kind of look like a sort of skyline of sorts, or make it kind of feel like a sky. So rather than getting a mural, rather than getting vinyl, rather than painting it, we had the idea of getting these lights you can get that you can change colour, you can change like how they look and how they act. And yeah, we're going to get them around the city. They're also going to go around the computer and things like that. But we're going to do that in such a way that when it's around the city, it kind of makes the sky look, well, the wall will look like a sky. And sometimes it might be a nice warm sunset orange. Sometimes it might be a nice sky blue. Just depends on what kind of weather is going on in the city that day. So we've also got some more sockets down here, and we've got obviously light switches here. So this one is to activate all the sockets in the entire room. So if I ever wanted to just have all my light kits like wired up and turned on, I could just turn this off and then all the light kits will go off at the same time. Bang it on, all going at the same time, which is just going to be the best feeling when you walk into the room, like at the start of the day, just like, light up the room. And these switches here are for one half of the room, other half of the room. Nothing too exciting there. We also have a USB-C socket up here. This is going to be for a camera. So we really wanted to have a camera that was going to look down on the city. So it'll have something like this kind of view, like up here, roughly. This is me holding the camera up where the socket is. And yeah, it'll be able to be like swiveled in such a way to angle it. We've also got one up here as well. And again, that's going to be a camera, and that'll be, you know, manoeuvrable to maybe provide a different angle from up there as well. So yeah, there's a lot of scope. We've given ourselves a lot of freedom and flexibility with the sockets. And yes, down this end with the window, nothing's changed here. We're going to have the desk with my computer for streaming and things like that here. So that's going to go like flush against like here and to the wall. So literally about my fingertips to my elbow kind of length, so it's just perfect. But what we're going to do is we're going to wall mount my monitor to free up that desk space, and we're going to try and engineer a kind of pulley out part of the desk, so I'm not kind of like right up against my monitor building maybe whilst I'm streaming. It's actually going to have, just like what you would with a keyboard, a pulley out tray for building. Thought that was quite a good idea. Save space, you can put it away when you're not building and bring it out when you are. And then essentially there's going to be a little charging station down here, so that'll be hidden under the desk for charging things like the camera and all the kind of unsightly things, I suppose you could say. And yeah, there's sockets up here for the monitor and the computer. The computer is also going to go on a little shelf up onto the wall, so it's not going to take up any more desk space either. And this is for the internet connections, and this is where the wires for my monitor and my computer are going to go. So let me explain what's happened here. I did a video of some of this before and after this all mess happened, so let me just explain what happened.
Flashback.
When the plasterer came, we forgot to mention that there was going to be a hole, like in here somewhere, for like wires to thread through for the cables and the monitor and everything. So they obviously thought that was one of Aaron's messy bits, yep, and covered it up. So now we need to try and find it, but Aaron's had an idea.
So I've got two very strong magnets, right? I'm going to tape one, because these things aren't magnetic. I'm going to tape one to the end of this cable. And then I'm going to place it through the hole.
So this is the other end of the hole.
Make sure there's no stickiness on it. And it will come
like through the tube.
Through
like,
the tube?
Like there's a tube there for the cables to like stay tidy and all that. Just don't let go.
10 seconds later.
now.
Because you think you know roughly where it is, but it's like...
I am waiting on a miracle. A miracle.
Oh.
Look at
So
that.
it's stuck, so that's where the hole is.
That's where the hole is.
Alright! Yo, yo, yo.
That's so
You didn't think that was going to work.
I was skeptical.
I knew that was going to work.
Well, after saying this, Aaron proceeded to drill the hole and realised kinda quickly that this was not, in fact, where the tube was.
There's screws.
You're an idiot.
I knew that was going to work.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
So I've just hit a stud, but that's fine because we're going to put we're going to wall mount the monitor there. Okay, alright.
So it's okay in that he can cover up his fudge up, but this is not. So what was that when you were like, you didn't think it was gonna work?
Alright, let's see. We're gonna try again.
What do we try again? Like, we're not gonna keep making holes in this
No,
little
but
new plastered wall.
Now I know where the stud is. Okay.
That's what I've got to live with, guys. Okay, so let's skip forward a little bit. So here's Aaron still using his magnets because obviously he still had to be partially right in his methods. So he managed to find a different way to use the magnets to find the hole, and here he is drawing out the box where the bigger hole is going to go once he's drilled all these little holes in the nicely plastered wall. This was not a fun process for me to watch. But anyway, let's just get forward to talking more about the Lego city. So I obviously have modulars. I love building modulars. However, I'm feeling like this whole, through this whole process, I was like, I don't want like an actual city. I don't want it to be very metropolitan. It's just not what I'm interested in, especially with the amount of sets that we have. We have a lot of like medieval stuff, more like fantasy sort of things, and obviously me being the Disney fan, I'm going to try and integrate as many Disney sort of sets and mocks in as I can because that's what I'm interested in. So basically what I'm thinking, I might just start referring it as like the Lego world rather than Lego city because that'll probably be more accurate. So yeah, this is going to be quite a good space over here. I don't know yet how I'm going to do it. I think like Disney castles are probably going to have to be in the back corner because they're just going to take up too much space otherwise. Like at the front they'll cover everything up. I'm also thinking I'm going to have to not just have this box space here as the world, but it's also maybe going to veer around ever so slightly to the side of the room, but not all the way, because in terms of floor space, I have to think about where the computer chair is going to go. I'm going to need space to kind of move around a little bit, so to have it all the way around is something that I kind of wanted to do, but Aaron has basically told me, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a trial and error thing. We're waiting on the delivery of the MDF, or whatever it's called, the big bits of hard stuff that's going to make the tables. That's getting delivered today. Because we've learned from other YouTubers that you shouldn't really use like actual furniture like IKEA tables and things like that because they will bend with the weight. So we're going for strong custom measured wood and things like that. So that's going to be this entire space here. I'm not doing a cut-in or anything like that because that takes away valuable space. And you can already see with this boxed-in room that like the space is going to fill quick. So yeah. We're going to do that bit first, and then based off of that, we'll see if we are going to do what I'm calling just like the slither space here with some more buildings and stuff. If that is the approach, I've basically said, okay, fantastical stuff over here, Disney, medieval, fantasy, Viking castles and stuff like this over there. And then this slither here will be stuff that doesn't really make sense in that kind of world. So things like the modulars, things like the Marvel modulars. There's a couple that are still on our wish list that we haven't bought yet. We still don't have the Avengers Tower, which we still want to get. We've just seen some mentions of an X-Men mansion coming out, which is absolutely a must. Like, we are both, I'm mad for X-Men, so that is definitely getting bought. So that wouldn't really work in a fantasy sort of world. So that was kind of my thought process around that. And there is even still going to be a way that I'll still make that flow into the world, which I think is a really unique idea. I'm not going to give that away yet. It's not like a crazy cool, but well, I think it's quite nerdy and it's funny, but I will explain that soon. So yeah, the next kind of task is literally going to be this weekend. Aaron and his dad, once again, are going to come back to the room and start cutting and measuring up the tables. And yeah, as soon as that is done, he is in a real rush to get me out of his room, the room that became his hobby room, and that's why I'm getting chalked out into the garage. Or sorry, living room. So the first task is going to be to build this desk, so I can bring my computer through, and then I will be shunned into here, never to be seen again. If only sometimes. So yeah, we're going to get my computer and stuff through here, as much out of his room as possible, so that he can start designing his little room with his little men. Warhammer. And yeah, and then the fun part of, we'll have this big table here, and I'm going to start bringing in all the sets and working out where everything is going to go. Because as great as it is to have this room finally done, basically, and like exclusively for Lego, it's still not going to be big enough for all the Lego we have. So I think we're maybe going to do some kind of alternate sort of system, just to keep it fresh as well, so I'm not saying the same stuff all the time, because although I'm saying I'm keeping it bare and white and minimalistic so that I can add things and add personality and add character with all the Lego, the last thing I want to do is what I feel like a lot of people can do, and it's not really my sort of flavour, is that they just have shelf, 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 set, 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 and it just looks too busy, and that's just not how I kind of want the room to look. Because not only is there going to be Lego, there's going to be bits of artwork and stuff in here as well, just to make it a bit more exciting in my eyes. So yeah. Oh, and just before we go as well, just mention the door. Painted door black, just to make a bit of contrast. And we have what I'm calling Bonnie Bricks Pink as the door handle, because why not? So that is where we are at the moment. And yeah, and just as I've finished, the delivery has arrived of the wood, calling it wood, MDF, something, wood tables. So it's very, very big. It's like up to like my shoulder height, but it's obviously all going to get cut to the right size and stuff like that. So we have everything we now need to absolutely finish the room to a point we can start bringing in computers and Lego sets. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Sorry for the delay in getting this update to you, but please stick around, because once I am in here with my computer, with my sets, I'm going to have this space and the resources I need to make more content more consistently, and that is the plan, because we essentially want to make this not even a hobby anymore, but like a little side hustle. So we're going to be taking it quite seriously, but obviously having a lot of fun at the same time. And I'm going to need all the brain power from everyone to help me work out how I'm going to design this room, because God help me, I don't know how we're going to fit everything. So yeah, that's it for me just now. Make sure to like and subscribe, and catch up with you soon. Bye!